Yes. Very, very extreme serve grip. They get this. I'll show you Mark as well. And you can only kick serve if you have this. With the forehand grip, it never happens. To see what's going to happen with your racket at the back here right before you accelerate. Nice. It happens so quick, guys. But see if you can spot this. Okay, go. If your grip is sharp enough, show them, guys. If your grip is sharp enough, you'll never ever struggle with snap, acceleration and power. And I want you guys to please, if they're 5 years old, 70 years old, that is the grip. There's no negotiation. Don't change it. Do this. I know your slice will be better, or even huge. Okay, the first thing you understand is that slice basically means everything is the same. It just means the way your racket is hitting the ball, contacting the ball. So flat serve, boom. If you want to slice, all you do is you hit the ball on a different angle, and that will give you slice. So I like to tell my players, imagine you want to hit the ball with your frame, and then right before it hits the frame, you hit the ball. To try and get it in, one way is aim to the tee. So you hit the ball with the right contact and you aim to the tee, which could help, but it might not be enough, and I'll show you why. Aiming to the tee. Okay, so I'm aiming to the tee, but the serve is still limited. And why is that? Okay, so if I'm aiming to the tee, and that's all I'm focusing on with the contact point, it's still limited because my body can still open up. So what you want to do is you want to aim to the tee with that extreme slice. And there's many ways to think of this. I like to try and stay sideways, keep my head still. One massive idea that works for everyone that I've coached is bring your left arm in. So you're going for that slice. When you release, tuck the left arm in. What that does is keeps the body sideways, keeps your head still, makes it easier to aim down the tee. Okay, so now notice my contact point. I'm aiming down the tee, extreme slice, keeping sideways and tucking my left arm in. I just had ball curling to the middle. There we go. So now you can see the serve is going in, and it is actually going to the tee, which is a great start because now you're cutting the ball in and it's curling into the person's body wherever you're playing. Okay, so now obviously you can't be aiming for the tee all the time because the slice is there to pull the opponent out. Okay, once you get that feeling though, it's time to move on, and now we're going to actually start aiming more across to get the ball to pull out. But that same feeling of tucking the left arm in, let the racket do the work, the slice. You stay sideways, don't even have to look at what's going on, because the racket, the contact point, the slice motion will do the work. Okay, so it should end up like this. There we go, starting to curl out. Focusing on that contact point. Nice, staying sideways. I don't have to see what's going on, just cut it. Oh. All right, 2 meters in from the backside fence. I'm very happy with that last one. Now in terms of ball toss, quick little tip, extra tip. The more your ball toss goes to the left on the slice, the harder it is it's going to be to slice. Aim for, if there was a clock, number 12 or 1 on the clock is ideal. If you go more than that, you might be giving away to the opponent that you're slicing. On 12 and 1, they're unsure if you're slicing or going flat. Guys, that will help your slice serve immediately. There's some warm-up drills, there's some tips where to aim in the beginning. Most important thing is the contact point needs to be on the side when you slice. From there on, you start changing your body, where you're aiming and what you're thinking about. Grab my ebook, link in the description, it will help you, helping a lot of people subscribe. Right, champions, I'm going to help you get more serves in today. You've noticed last week I posted a couple of quick videos. This week I'm going to go a bit more into depth. I don't like giving more than 3 tips, but I'm going to just help you get more serves in today and go a little bit deeper into it. If you've done watching this video, your serve will be better if you pay attention. First thing is, champs, players are so concerned about what their racket does, trophy, everything in between, that they forget about balance. I've helped so many players fix their serves by simply thinking about balance after the serve. All the other things are very important, but if you're not balanced after the serve, you're in trouble. And the first step is, maybe the beginner stage, is if you aren't able to serve while you're staying on balance, so you can throw your hip but your back toe stays on the ground. If you can't do this, there's no point in moving on. But I'm going to assume that you are jumping already and you are maybe more advanced, and I'll show you what to do. Once you can balance on the spot is, whatever you want to call it, many players call it the peacock, you want to finish like that, or the scorpion, where you jump all the way into the court and then you are balanced like this, okay? What that does is it helps your mind, your biomechanics all work together, because you know that you got to load and then finish into the court. The problem though is when players do that, they jump and they fall over, they lose their balance, then there's no point, okay? So what I tell my champions is, especially when you're training, obviously in a match you're not going to wait there for 1 second, but in training, if you're struggling with your balance, load. Even if you have to do a little bit of a jump like that wasn't ideal, great serve though, but you have to be able to stay on that front leg for a second or two. Ideally, if you can do it without the extra jump, that was okay. It's not easy though. I'll give you one more. Boom. Balance, not easy, okay? Why is it so important on your serve, what you're doing after your serve? It's because if you're doing everything perfect beforehand, but then afterwards losing balance, some players even serve and they go backwards, you are limiting your serve. If you have a perfect trophy, perfect load, perfect toss, you're limiting it, you're messing all the perfection up by not having balance. Okay, try that out. Can you serve on balance? Let's move on. Okay, another thing, so common. See if you can spot what the problem is here, okay? Why is this ball going long? Okay, I obviously overdid it. If you haven't seen it already, holding my racket way too high. Okay, so what many players do is, you can't even, I mean, this is too much. Many players go there and they think it's fine, but for some reason they're still lacking the pronation, they're still lacking the snap, and they can't get the ball down. So what I tell my players as an intervention, get your racket so low where the bottom finger almost wants to fall off. Not all the way off, but almost wants to fall off. It's going to feel very fragile, it's going to feel very loose, but I want you to try it out, see what happens. I've helped so many players like this. Funny enough, Nadal actually serves like this permanently. Check it out. But now what happens is the racket feels long and you can't block the swing because it just wants to go. If I'm too high, it's blocked. It's very, very blocked. Okay, guys? So check. Going too low again with my balance. And if your finger slips off, that's a good sign. It's because obviously it's just an intervention, but it means you're developing that loose wrist, that snap. It's going to almost feel like you're hitting the ball with your top fingers. What it also does is it forces you not to use muscle, because you can't use muscle. The only way you can generate power is if you keep it loose and you allow the racket to do the work. One more. Boom. So my racket feels very long, very big on my hand like that. Also feels very loose. The racket has to snap. Once you've done a couple of those, you go back to holding it normally, but still go Still go a little bit lower than you would have. Okay guys, try this out. Benefits, more power, more snap, less serves long. Try it out. Okay guys, check this out. Many coaches talk about this for power on the serve, but it also helps accuracy. So the last tip I'm going to give you on the serve for today is, I'm sure you've heard, to get power you need to get rotation with your hip over hip, shoulder over shoulder, like a cartwheel, right? Boom. So it looks like this. Okay, a lot of power to be generated there. What players do, especially with a pinpoint serve, when they bring in the foot to go into the pinpoint, check what happens to my hip. Boom, already open. Okay, so now if I want to go hip over hip and shoulder over shoulder, I'm going to go that way. So you're losing out on all of it. Please make sure when you're doing pinpoint serve, stay sideways, get the hip over hip for the power, shoulder over shoulder, hip over hip, shoulder over shoulder, and then only at the end you open up to make sure you don't lose out on the power there. So let me show you how you can do this on both the pinpoint and the platform serve and get the benefits out of shoulder over shoulder, hips over hips. Before I do that, don't forget to grab my ebook. It's helping so many people around the world. Link in the description. Check out my journey, get to know me, look at all the crazy things I did, all the good things I did. It'll help you a lot. Thank you so much for subscribing as well. So check what happens. Pinpoint serve, I'm going to open up too soon, losing out on a lot. So there, body's open, just feels uncomfortable. Body's open, losing out on a lot. You're also going to end up hitting the ball like this because your body is open, right? So now I'm going to stay sideways so I can get power out of my hips and shoulders. Staying in it. Oh, I keep saying I should probably go to pinpoint serve. What do you think, camera lady? I'm serving better with a pinpoint. Anyway, one more like that. Keep it. A little bit long, that one. Still a bit tight. But you see how much you're losing out by opening up too soon. Platform serve. That's why I like it so much. It's a little bit more difficult to open up too soon, right? But it is still possible. But it's more difficult because you're already sideways. But many players still end up doing this. Opening up, losing out. Okay? So now, stay sideways. Get the shoulder over shoulder, hip over hip, before you release into the ball. Sideways, shoulder over shoulder, hip over hip. There. It's a little bit long. Good power though. Staying. Nice. Oof, ball had a nice jump. One more. Stay. Would you guys do me a favor? I'm busy playing club jams. What do you think? Just on a side note, do I serve better platform or pinpoint? I don't know, I'm struggling to decide. Bothering me. See you guys soon.
Right back there.
Aye. Whoa, 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 whoa. Can't make a serve. Alright guys, we all know that feeling when you're playing a tournament and your serve just doesn't want to go in and you need this match, very important match. I'm going to give you a temporary fix. This is not a permanent fix. 3 temporary fixes to help you within this match to get your serve in more often and to maybe get back on scratch, get your confidence back on the serve. First up is, guys, please understand this is temporary, but if you're missing all your serves, number one is you have to take some pace off. So if you're hitting a 90%, go down to 70, even 60%. So if you're trying to blast the ball, I don't know how I got that in, and you're missing all of them, start going, take pace off like this. Easy. Use a serve that you can get in 8, 9 out of 10 times. If you worry that the opponent might kill it, ask yourself what's better, him hitting winners or you missing all your serves. At least you're making him play, and I promise you, you won't hit winners on all of them. First tip is take pace off immediately. Second tip, you're missing all these serves. Remember, when you're missing your serve, your rhythm is broken. Okay? If your ball toss is, for instance, highish on your normal serve, if your rhythm is gone, you got to go lower on the ball toss. Like, remember, it's temporary, a lot lower. If you go lower on the toss, it's a lot easier to keep it in. Nice and easy, just on that easy pace. Remember, you're trying to get into the point, you're trying to get your serve in Get your ball toss lower until your confidence is back. Last tip, guys, before I give it to you, grab my ebook. Thank you for subscribing. My ebook is helping so many people, to help you too. The last tip is put some spin on it. Okay, so now you've taken off some pace, you've lowered your ball toss, put some spin on it. Okay, so whichever spin is more comfortable for you, maybe kick or slice. Why do you want to spin the ball more when your confidence is low? It's because spin gets the ball to curl in. Okay, so if your first serve, right, if normally your first serve is very flat like that, consider slicing a little bit. There's the slice, it's going to bring it in. Another slice, notice how it brings it in. Or if you like kick more, add some kick to it. Give you one more, add some kick. So all the interventions I gave you, I made all of them. What is the goal when you're in a match missing all your serves? Get it in, find a way. Those 3 tips will help you. Thank you so much.